6:30 a.m. and I'm off today for the Healthy Bastards STOL Competition in Omaka, which is 150 miles away, top end of the South Island. And I was going to go yesterday, but it was blown out. So it starts at 9:30 today. It's almost 6:30, so it's legal to take off, and I'll be there in time for the 9:30 briefing. Fairly uneventful trip on the way up. Just under 2 hours. Coming out in North Canterbury, a bit of fog and stuff around the hills around Lowburn Alley, so I had to zigzag my way a wee bit. Would have been quite difficult because it's hazy without the GPS, but yeah, a bit thumpy down low, so I went up to 7,000 feet on the advice from other people that were flying up, and got about a 25 knot push on the tail, which was good. Now lined up for the competition. I'm in one of the last groups, which is good. It'll give me a bit of a chance to see how this is done. There's a bus running spectators over, good crowd of spectators, and yeah, I've got the entry, I've got the rules. Now I just got to work out what I've got to do. But yeah, I'm not nervous. I'm just want to do it smoothly and actually just do the in the air bit well and not inconvenience anybody. So here we all are watching people come in, doing the best they can, and there's one just missed, and I'm well down the fleet. So this is how close to the line that is directly behind me here you can actually land. If you land before it, you're disqualified. Okay, I've completed the flying competition, and the first one, which was landing on a line or after the line, I completely stuffed up because I have what's called a vernier throttle, where this is it here, and you wind it in and out like this, or you can push it in for big increases. So as I came in, I was just vernier controlling it, and then I bumped it and went to high power. So completely overshot and just flew away. So I didn't even land for that one. And then the second time around, I was holding it with my thumb in, which I've never actually done before, and just using it like a normal throttle. But in my lack of focus, I didn't hold the button in far enough, and so one of my little squirts of power, it stayed on power. So that was two basically appalling. Well, the first one didn't even touch the ground, so that was a little embarrassing. And then it was the takeoff and then short landing competition, and basically that went better, but I was sort of landing, and I don't know what my takeoff was yet, but I was landing in about 112 meters, which is really long compared to a lot of other things. I haven't particularly good brakes, it's the original brakes, and so I just have to chew that. But even more embarrassingly was when I fuel, I've got two tanks in the wings, and here they are here, and I have a rule that I put the cap on the seat when I fuel, and except that yesterday, because it was so windy, I didn't go to Rangiora, and I fueled out of Uncle Richard's tank in a hangar, and I must have sat it on the wing. So flying down here, I did notice I had quite high consumption, and it crossed my mind I might have left the cap off, and yes, I had left the cap off, so hopefully it's back outside the hangar in West Melton. But I just got a ride with some, as soon as I finished, I haven't watched the rest of the competition, I caught a ride with some lovely people I met into Repco, and I now have a cap which kind of fits nicely, a bit ugly, but I really hope my old silver one is back there. So, still plenty of good blog material with me cocking things up. Got the tent here. I'm going to go and fuel up. So tomorrow's supposed to be windy, so I'm going to go for a very early start, hope to beat the nor'west. Because if I don't get away tomorrow, it may blow through till Wednesday, which is not ideal. But I'll leave early. But of course, it's not the takeoff, it's the 2 hours later when I land. This is Uncle Richard's CBS, which he's sold for a later model one. Beautiful aeroplane. It's in the competition, and yeah, a lot of 180s and 185s. We had a 180 when I was a kid. Lovely aeroplanes. Bit of a drinking problem, the 180s and 185s, but just so spectacular. Anyway, I'm going to go and put some fuel in, and then pitch my tent, and yeah, go from there. But yeah, 60 odd aircraft here today, which is a fantastic journey. There really are some amazing aircraft here. This is a Anson, and this chap, his name is
Vaughan Davis. Hey.
Vaughan Davis, and he's got this beautiful turbo arrow, which he's just repainted and reupholstered, which is lovely, but he's got sticking ailerons, which is a concern, so he's got a man coming to look at it today. I must admit, I actually am quite excited about staying in the tent. It's something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. And there's not many of us staying in the tent, about 5 I think. There's a motorhome there idling away with the air conditioning going, hoping it won't do that all night. But yeah, off now for a drink and tell some lies about how it wasn't my fault that I did so badly, and without using the word incompetent, I think. Well, it's 10 o'clock at night. I'm in this awesome little tent. But the hitch in the plan is that it looks like it's going to be gale winds tomorrow, which means I can't fly home. I was going to get up at 6 and fly home early, but yeah, looking at 30 or 40 knots, which is double what I can cope with. And at this stage, not looking clear till Wednesday, so this is going to get pretty tedious pretty quickly. So we'll have to play it by ear.